We are live. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Unveiling Meditation. I am Reverend Kari. We are cranking along this morning and shifting gears, a huge gear shift, huge gear shift, because we have, not only do we have almost every planet, at least half the planets in their home signs, meaning like Mars is in Aries, Venus is in Taurus, a lot of just homecoming type of energy that we are working with. But we are also coming out of Mercury being in retrograde. It is stationed, and then tomorrow we'll go absolutely direct and into forward movement, as well as the moon in the next few days is going to be moving out of the sign of Taurus. And in Taurus, as it's been in this space, it has been conjunct Saturn and intense, right? Really intense dealing with that. A lot of questioning, rewriting, a lot of just like, who am I? Is this going to work? Is it not? And it's all good. And now we are shifting into forward movement. And of course, this process is no different for me as I'm feeling it. I know you're feeling it. And wow, the shifts that have been happening internally and in light of the work we are doing here in Unveiling Meditation have been huge as well. And so I am excited today to bring you Archangel Metatron and the consciousness of Metatron. We're going to be talking about Metatron for the next several meditations, if not several weeks, a really big shift in the field to move into Metatron consciousness. And so to give you a little bit of insight as to when we hear the name Metatron, what it's talking about, we're very familiar and oriented to especially at this stage, if you're working with me on these meditations on a consistent basis, to that understanding of the chakras. We work a lot. We connect in every morning through our light link to our star seed chakra, really making that connection to the bigger. And so Metatron is the consciousness, if you will, of the supernal mind, of the cosmos. Metatron represents the cosmos. There is, I should say, a lot of mythology surrounding Metatron. As an archangel, Metatron is known to be the only archangel who was also in human form as Enoch. Enoch, who, like Jesus, went into the underworld, and God came in and took him out on his chariot and put him at his right hand. And we know Enoch as Metatron, and that the consciousness of the mind. Why this field? Why Metatron? Essentially, I like to look at it from the mechanical perspective. Like, what are we able to get from this frequency when we tune into it, when we work with it? And Metatron represents the whole spectrum, the whole ray. And so we can think about the consciousness from the perspective of an angel, which means it's something that not only is out there in the ethereal realm, but also an energetic that lives within us. And we call those angelic realms or the angelic realm. But we can also think of Metatron as the entire embodiment of the spectrum of light versus, let's say, other angels that may represent one ray, one band, one color. So I know your conscious mind is kind of like, okay, this is a lot of detail, but the point is when we're working with this Metatronic field, we are essentially, if you can tell, I've spoken into several different dimensions, right? There's the internal, there's the external, there is the supernal not mind, the all-being consciousness, if you will. There's the mythology and the dimensions and the stories of Enoch and God, and Metatron representing God's mind, all of these pieces. But what matters most for each of us, and we will jump into the meditation after this, is that Metatron is the archangel of evolution. Metatron is the consciousness of awakening to our highest version, our highest capacity of ourselves. And in so doing, Metatron energy provides the ability to do that, because again, it provides the full spectrum. So you're not just going into, the little supermarket to grab a few items here or there. You are going into the superstore, and whatever it could be that you are possibly needing at any point in time. The diamond ray is what we call the frequency. That brilliant white light is the frequency of Metatron. And as humans, we then connect and break it down into our rainbows of light. So with that, we just introduced Metatron into the Unveiling Meditations, a big shift. I'll be sharing a lot more about Metatron and the journeys with him, so that as you journey through this, you're able to connect as well. But as you know, my first and foremost always is with let's experience it live and for ourselves, allowing the connections to the frequencies to open. And so as we engage in today's meditation, it is a very, very conscious call to action. As I said in the poem, it's time to prepare the field. And that is what we have been in the process of doing. There is going to be so much shift, so much upheaval, not just in our personal lives, but in the world around us, in the consciousness around us. And yet we've all done this. We've seen this play out now. This is our second or third year, wherever we are in tracking with this. And so as warriors of light, as souls connecting to be more, to do more, to just feel yourselves more deeply, because ultimately that is how we become the warrior of light, is just allowing ourselves to connect with our divine nature. Metatron consciousness is the ultimate gateway to doing that, and the ultimate voice, the ultimate strength, the ultimate power to have vibrating within our consciousness. So that's what we're up to, is our own evolutionary track. And with that, taking a nice deep breath in as we start our recording, and exhaling, allowing your own mind to come out of the stories that I have just been telling, out of the explanations, and into the body, into the consciousness, allowing yourself to feel the energy very, very quickly shifting, both in your mind and your body. Very high frequency energy, moving into almost like feeling a sensation of excitement. And so we want to start, if you can't sense that, then start the breathing to open the body to receiving it. And if you can sense it, breathing to channel it and to bring it into yourselves. So nice deep breaths here as we begin our journey, breathing in and out, breathing in and out, allowing that sun, as we begin our light link, to begin to come into focus, and feeling it as an intense ray of energy, an intense ray of light. Today, as we work with Archangel Metatron, we're going to be connecting to the ways in which the archangels work in our world, work in our minds, work in our bodies, and our environment around us. And so as you're connecting in this first jump, this first leap today, as you breathe in and out, making that connection, sending your consciousness up into the ethers and calling upon the frequency not only of your soul star, but the activation of the Metatron field within that soul star energy. It's as though we move from a golden flame to a white, hot, pure flame. As you breathe in and out, giving your body the time to integrate the mind the breath it needs, the pace it needs to catch up with these high frequency, fast moving energies. Again, breathing in and out. The archangels, bands, rays of light coming directly from source. And while we think of archangels as individuals, it's important to also see the other dimensions that they represent. And so as you imagine that sunshine shining down, feeling it on the top of your head, opening your mind to what is beyond that light, inviting the light to show you. If we were to imagine moving into the portal of the sun, all light follows a stream. It's a river stemming from an eternal source. And while our sun is the generator here in this solar system of that light, it is also a portal, a gateway to the creation source, to the Solarian light, the beginning of time. And whether you recognize it or not, you are an architect. You are a builder here in this earthly dimension. You are of the sun, you are of the stars. And so as you continue to connect, moving through that portal that the sun represents, allowing yourself to just float and feel as though we're streaming down or through a river of light. And it may be that all you sense and you feel as we begin this meditation is the sun shining down upon the top of your head, the warmth connecting with your skin. Wherever you need to be, allowing the body to come to presence, allowing the body to come to focus as you breathe in and out, connecting, feeling the opening and the expansion as you move beyond what lies through the gateway of the sun, rivers of light, extending back to the beginning of time, the first bang, the first light of the cosmos, of the universe, of existence. Just allowing yourself, imagine what this energy could feel like, and inviting, using the words in your mind. We're going to use 4. I can see you. I can hear you. I can feel you. And show me. Show me who you are, what I am. And as we move into the beyond, following these rivers of light, we're going to move now into the second part of our light link. Coming back into our body, imagining ourselves with this stream of consciousness, this river of light from the sun, going out across the stars, following its rays of warmth as they connect with our forehead, to the warmth in the sky, and then to the warmth beyond. Love, a river, a channel of love, coalescing, opening the universe that we know is our solar system, giving life and love to our planet. Each degree, each level, stepping down as we come into our body, calling upon Archangel Metatron, the frequency, one of the primary channel, river of light streaming from the beginning of time that works like thoughts of God, and you as this reflection of God, your thoughts right now opening, expanding beyond where you've ever known yourself to be, opening, trusting, just being present to my voice and whatever is showing up, allowing the mind to keep coming back to center, back to my voice, back to the warmth of imagining the sun as we drop into our bodies, bringing the above to the below and elevating the below to the above. You may sense again the breath, the feeling, the movement, imagining the warmth seeping down and in and through as you breathe in and out, in and out. And as you feel that connection to that warmth coming into your body, imagining the interface, the portals here on this planet that are here to connect us with these frequencies of light. And so as you land on Earth, allowing your body to guide you into the desert, into the realm of the sun, where the earth bakes in her rays, her warmth all around you, emanating up from the earth beneath you, the sands, the sensations, the feelings, the depths. As you imagine yourself in this desert scape, finding a rock that is shaded under a canyon wall within the depths of the desert, feeling the dry heat, the baking of the sun, as we allow for ourselves to come down in these rays of light. The gateway, the portal of where all of this energy streams through. We find ourselves in the earth space of the desert, where the land is rich, water slowly makes its way in as we feel ourselves being called to a river, to a babbling brook, a stream, emerging up out of the earth. The goddess herself, the earth giving forth its waters in the midst of this heat, carving out the sands below, creating the canyon to create shade, this stream of water pouring forth. And so as your mind takes in this point of connection, I invite you to tune in to the multi-dimensions that we're working with here. And imagine in this desert space, the sun pouring in and through that bridge of rainbow light, stepping down from being the white hot, beaming from the beginning of time through the rivers into the portal of our sun, the sun baking the earth, giving life, giving heat, and in its most desolate spaces, the deserts, feeling the earth around us and tuning in to how the earth refracts the sun and steps it down in the midst of this heat, like a crystal, like a prism, transforming it into multiple rays of light, a bridge for all those to pass across. And as we find ourselves sitting against this canyon wall, hearing the babble of the earth or waters coming up and through, seemingly impossibly, giving life in green grasses all around her shores, we can see this bridge soaring above us. And we can feel all those who are here to guard and to protect, streaming the full bandwidth, the full ray of energy into the planet. And so whatever imagery is here and present for you is perfect. Feeling the many tribes of humanity that have honored and protected this sacred arc, this sacred bridge of light as it streams its consciousness, the consciousness of the beginning, into the planet, one of the many portals, not just for the sun, but for each of us to receive the light and the love, to be able, within the desert space, to tune into the stellar frequencies that are here. For it's within the desert and the dryness and the arid climate that we can see the stars most clearly, can feel the cosmos most acutely. And so as we imagine it in this daytime space, trusting and knowing that our inner guidance is connecting to this bridge of light that is streaming over this beautiful babbling brook in the midst of the desert where Gaia is meeting the beyond. And so as you come fully into your body, imagining this rainbow on the top of your mind, that sunshine transforming into the rainbow, feeling yourself as though you're standing where the pot of gold exists. You are the gold. You are the liquid honey. And as we connect to this frequency, again, connecting to all of the tribes who have held the space time over time, the cultures, the keepers of the light that have been the bridge to the supernal consciousness, to the beginning of time. As you breathe in and out, trusting, knowing, connecting, being present, imagining that rainbow encircling all around you. What colors come first in your mind's eye, as though you're gazing through light shifting in its color, violets, yellows, greens, reds, magentas. So we're standing underneath, inside of this beautiful, exquisite rainbow, receiving all of its color codes, basking, bathing in its consciousness. And as you breathe in, breathing in the colors of the rainbow. For the rainbow is the stepped down version of the supernal mind, of the diamond ray. And you in your perfect natal chart, the configuration of the planets and where they rest, especially now as they are all in their home signs, activating those archetypes within you, filling the well of supernal light as you imagine yourself becoming the rainbow. So we are filling from your toes all the way up, imagining that babbling brook where Gaia and the earth meets, this rainbow bridge, now filling you with that rainbow light up through your ankles, up through your shins, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your belly, your heart, your spine, your shoulders, releasing the weight of the world, your throat, as you raise your mind back to the sun, feeling the energy swirling around you, imagining the heat of the earth and the coolness of that spring underneath your feet. As you become that tree of life, your roots sinking deep into the earth, and those diamond rays, that sunshine becoming your branches, extending up into the sky and reaching through that portal of the sun back to the beginning of time. Feeling the pulsing of light rays with each breath, trusting each breath is in tune and frequency with those pulsing sensations of light, your heartbeat reflecting them as you come into center, into source, into connection with the pureness and the light of who you are. Star energy, the cosmic mind. It is not outside of us. Inviting it within your body to show you who you are. Asking now to be shown. And maybe it's a heartbeat. Maybe it's a soft touch against your cheek. Maybe it's the sound of music. Trusting now that wherever your mind and your imagination take you, it's that supernal mind awakening within. And as it does, feeling those beams of light shining forward from your mind's eye, like a lighthouse, illuminating the way. For this is the work. This is the homecoming. Bringing love, allowing love to be guided on these beams of light, becoming the receptacle that steps it down to expand its consciousness out and across the planet, becoming the home base, clicking into the network of light and love, feeling your mind opening to this beautiful opportunity to be more love, to experience more love, to source from the origins of the beginning, the seeds of love. Taking a nice deep breath in, slowly making your way into your body, capturing that love, giving yourself a nice squeeze. And before we complete, taking a breath and inviting the Metatron to speak through your intuition, whether in voice or vision or feeling inside. Trusting the next thoughts are seeds, stepping stones along your path. Allowing your mind to glide and to receive the wisdom coming across these portals of light, landing, activating what is already within. Taking a nice deep breath in, coming back to your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, rolling your shoulders. May it be a beautiful and exquisite